You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us, but it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Hello, pal.
Hi there. We're back.
We're back.
We're back for another episode, which I believe is episode 200.
Oh, yes. Can you believe it, Carrie?
And we're back from Dayton. That was where I was going with that.
I can't believe it's been 200 episodes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's insane. Like,
you think we should just throw in the towel?
I know, because I'm like, it's a bit exhausting when you think about 200 episodes.
That's a lot of talking.
It's a lot. Like, we can talk about nothing, really, when you think about it. 200
Many
episodes.
of those episodes were an hour.
That's a lot of talking.
That's a lot of minutes.
It is. But yet, you and I still, we jumped on this call over an hour ago to start recording.
And we had things to talk about.
And we're just, Carrie, we spent the weekend together. Like, it's amazing to me that we have so much to talk about when we just spent the weekend together. And yet we still had an hour catch up before we started, like before we hit the record button.
Right. But we had a busy week, and we didn't really get to chat very much all week long. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. So by the time this goes live, though, we'll have been home a week from Dayton Disneyana. But we're recording in advance because we got to get ahead of the game on our recordings because we have someone that edits. Well, Anna edits the podcast for us, so I have to give. Yeah, so we got it. Thank you, Anna. We got to give her time to actually get the recordings, and then do the editing to send back to me to post. But yeah, and then was it last week or the week before? I messed up the posting. Did you? I don't know if you caught that. But there were a few people, including our friend Ashley, who messaged me and said, like, no podcast today. And I was like, huh? When I posted it to schedule it, I picked the date, but I didn't pick the time. So it was scheduled for like 8 p.m. Yeah. So anyway, I fixed it. And then I found out the other one I had scheduled, I had also done the same thing. So I managed to fix that. But yeah, it's just, we're struggling to schedule time to do the podcast.
Because we always got lots to talk about. So it's just hard to fit it in. And we have to really get ahead because we have someone helping us with recording. Whereas before, if we were really stuck, we could do it on the Monday or the Tuesday. And you edited on the Tuesday night and had it up for Wednesday morning. So we can't do that anymore. That's behind the magic.
That's behind
podcast.
Behind the magic. There were plenty of episodes where 8:00 on a Tuesday night we were recording, and I would edit and Carrie would throw together the art and we'd get it posted that night. We down to the wire. No, we can't, because you know what? It's also so much stress, Carrie. Like, I don't know about you, but don't you get stressed when you think about, oh my gosh, we got to get it done. Like, when are we going to sit down and do this?
Yeah, but we always do it.
We do. We somehow find a way.
Yeah.
We do.
So 200. We're done. 200. We're moving on.
Woohoo! 200.
Cheers to another 200. You know what?
Now I'm feeling like it's a bit of a ripoff because our 100th episode, we had like a full-on celebration. We had streamers. We had custom cupcakes made from Cupcake Goodness.
Yeah, well, we didn't plan it for 200. And it's just 200. Maybe we should do it for 250.
250. Maybe for 250 we'll do that.
We'll have a party.
I'll
get those balloons with the numbers and I'll pull them up.
And will we do another photo shoot? Because I don't know about, like, you're fine, but since our original photo shoot for the artwork, I think I've gained about 45 or 50 pounds.
We should just do more pictures just for fun.
We should. We need to do another photo shoot, Carrie. Well, just, if anything, it made us laugh.
Absolutely.
Right. We laugh at dumb stuff too, though. So anyway, so
happy episode anniversary. We're moving on. This week we're talking about our trip to Dayton.
In, and we still don't know what we're doing.
We know we're talking about Dayton Disneyana. As you all may remember, that after the last Dayton Disneyana, I asked Pixie Dust Fan here, are we going to do it again? And she said, I need a bit of time. So I spoke nothing of the Dayton Disneyana for months and months and months and months and months until it was closer to the early bird tickets, where then I was like, are you sure you want to go? And Miss Francine said, absolutely. Yeah. There was no fighting. There was no rock, paper, scissors. There was no, drawing straws to figure out,
I said, I know it's important to my friend Carrie.
No flipping coins.
I'll be there. Even though I don't like road trips, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And what happened?
You were there.
I was there. It was Dayton Disneyana is in Ohio. So Dayton, Ohio, which is quite a ways from us. Mm-hmm. Based on the Googles, there is one route that is 7 hours and one route that is 8 hours. Mm-hmm. Last year, we took the route that is 8 hours long because we stopped over. But this year, we said we're going to drive straight through. We're going to get up Friday morning, bright and early. We're going to get out of Dodge before rush hour. And we decided to do the 7 hour route, which should have been like breezy lemon squeezy. But Franny's doing a road trip, so something must go wrong.
Last year was a storm when we were driving at nighttime and you were white knuckling it. This year, we had a stop on the highway.
A stop on the highway. We were parked on the highway.
My glass is always half full,
Oh my gosh. It's like one of my greatest nightmares for like panic attacks is I don't like to be stuck anywhere where I can't get out. Like that initiates a panic attack. And for me, we're driving on the highway. We're between two exits surrounded by farm country. And the traffic stops, like literally park for 2 hours, just over 2 hours.
Was it that long?
Yeah, Carrie, you didn't think it was that long because you had cell service.
It wasn't that long.
It was 2 hours. We were parked on the side, like on the highway. We turned off the car. Yeah, it was and Carrie was the only one in the car that had cellular service. She has a different provider than me and Becky. And Becky and I had no internet. So we ended up after about an hour in, Carrie let me hotspot to her phone so I could get on Twitter to see if I could figure out what was going on.
Well, and that's the thing. Like we were having a hard time figuring out. We assumed it was an accident because that's what stops the highway.
That's usually
like that.
What happens.
But like we found like there's websites that are live information about our 401, our highway system, and the update was from right after it happened, and there was no updates. Like it said latest update 8/31, and so I kept checking that, and I was looking like on. Because I don't do Twitter. I wouldn't even really know how to look for it. I think I tried and it didn't work. And then I just kind of quietly like opened up Facebook and because I know that there's Facebook pages for people to report stuff and we couldn't find anything. And and when you got on Twitter at the end, like, and you like, it pretty much started to move as soon as we figured out exactly what it was. Like the first report that I had said the two exits. So we knew it was like a fatal crash or whatever between this exit and this exit, but we couldn't get any updates at all.
No. So we just then finally, when I got into Twitter, I found someone that was like, we're stopped. And then the next tweet was they're opening the left lane. So then that's how we kind of judged how far back we were, because once I saw that tweet, then we were looking ahead and we could start to see some of the cars moving around the bend. So we knew we weren't too far behind it. But by the time we got up to it, they had cleared cleared whatever the accident was, but they were still investigating, I guess, because they only had the one lane open. So we were originally slated to arrive in Ohio at 2.
About that. Yeah. Wait a minute. if there was no stops, I think we were supposed to get there at 1:30. But considering we did 3 en route stops between Toronto and the border when there's only 4 of them.
I know. But that's when we had tea, we had water. Yeah.
4 of them, and we stopped at 3. Like, that must be a record.
But let me tell you, when we got stuck on the side of the highway for 2 hours, were you not glad that you had emptied your bladder at the last one?
Yeah, that's the best part of this whole story, is that there was the very first en route that side of the city, in like the Kitchener-Cambridge area. We went there first, and then it was not too long after that where we stopped. And thank goodness that was there, or there would have been a meltdown.
There would have been a meltdown, and there would have been an accident in our car. So road trip.
Anyways.
So this is Fran's road trip. This is the beginning. This is 4 hours into the weekend. This is how it starts. So by the time we got to Dayton, it was what, 5:30?
Yep.
So that was a long day, considering we started on the road at 7. Well, we left my house at 7. You left your house at 6:15.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very long drive, but we got to Dayton. We got to Ohio. And if you were all listening and to our recap last year's Dayton Disneyana, where Carrie and I stayed at the Hope Hotel, and we shared our concerns with the room we were in, we rolled the dice this year and we decided to stay at the Hope Hotel again. But that, honestly, and thank you for that, because I was a little worried about my sister doing the event this weekend, just because she's still recovering from the transplant and all that stuff. So I just knew, at least if we were at the Hope Hotel and she was tired, she could just walk down the hall and go to the room and sleep, which she ended up doing over the weekend. So yeah, but our room
wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It's the, the amenities are a little on the weak side, but it was decent. It was definitely decent. We definitely had the worst room in the building probably last year.
We did, because in the parking lot we heard it.
Yeah. And I had a Marriott book just in case. So the minute we had the early bird tickets bought and I knew it was a go, I had a Marriott book, because I thought, well, I can't have this happen again. We can't walk into this. We can't. So our plan A was always not to stay there, because we did not want to do that again. Especially, we didn't want to do it again. So, but the very last minute, like the 2 days before, a day and a half before, we decided, you know what the heck?
Let's try it. It's only 2 nights.
How bad can it be? Well, we know how bad it can be.
We know. But it wasn't bad.
It was fine. It was fine. And like this hotel, it's like the Bob Hope Hotel on this Air Force base. It is. Is
that what it's for? Bob Hope?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Bob Hope. Oh, I didn't know
that. When we're leaving the area where the Disneyland is, like the wall where you were filling up the water.
Yeah.
There's a whole like display there about Bob Hope.
Get out of town. I was at that table getting water like 700 times over the weekend.
There's a Bob Hope shrine right there.
Oh, wow.
But this hotel, it only costs like $110 a night.
Yes.
And they give us like a buffet breakfast in the morning.
Its breakfast is included, and it's a full buffet. Like it's a decent breakfast.
It's a full breakfast included for the 3 of us for our $110 a night. So can't go wrong with the price.
No,
you could go wrong with the hotel, as we've learned, the hotel room, as we've learned in the past. But anyways,
our room was okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when we got there on Friday night was the first, they call it the paddle auction.
Right.
It's not really an auction, which is what's confusing.
Right. It used to be called the quarter auction, and now they call it a paddle auction.
Right. But it's not really an auction. It's you basically buy
for a draw,
quote unquote tickets, but they're on like paddles, like auction paddles. and you buy those and they have numbers on them, and then they draw numbers for prizes. And if you have the paddle with the number on it, you win.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie won some stuff. I didn't win nothing.
Yeah, I won. Well, I was gifted. So our friend Rebecca that was there, she went up.
Yeah, that was so nice.
She picked a Kermit off the table and then gave it to me because there was Kermit. There was a couple stuffed Kermits. There was a stuffed Gonzo. There was a stuffed Fozzie back there. So she I didn't even know that because really we legit went to our room, dropped everything, went to the table, gave them our money for paddles. We didn't even know like if we didn't even know what was nothing. If everything on the table, the prizes were packs of Skittles, like we had no idea. We just were like, here's our money, we're contributing, we're participating. We went in the room, and then one of the first ones that was called was Rebecca, and I saw her walk away. I don't even know that I knew it was Rebecca at that point, and I saw somebody walk away with a Kermit, and I kind of went, oh. Like it was almost like they panned wide in the room, and this ball was all of a sudden on me, and I just went, oh, and everybody saw it. And then everyone's like, there's Muppets on the table. There's we're 2 rows of Canadians. I'm like, there's Muppets up there. There's Muppets up there. And I'm like, apparently. So anyways, yes, Rebecca won and gave me a Muppet. And then we won. Nice. I'm trying to think of what I won.
You won.
I got called a few times.
You did. You won a few times.
I got a little Judy Hopps figurine for you.
You did. I have her. She's on my desk. Because she reminds me all the time to try anything.
And then I can't remember what else I got. But I went up a few times. Oh, I got a Muppet. I got the Muppet Mayhem bus.
You did.
That was a little car, so I grabbed that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we did that for a couple of hours because it's really like...
That was like a couple hours. That was
I think they have like 200 and something prizes.
Yeah. Like at the end, they were drawing numbers for people to go pick, because you go and pick on the table, right? So they draw your number, then you go to the table and you pick whatever you want. At the end, they were like, go pick 2 things, go pick 3 things. Like they were just trying to get through it because it had gone on so long.
And really towards the end, like there's just little things on the table that are left, right? Like, so it makes sense to do that. And yeah, obviously the first people that get picked get like, it is like tables and tables and tables of stuff. You can't even decide what to pick. So yeah, the first people that get the first 50 people probably get the best picks of everything.
Yeah.
And then they also had, so that night they also have, what do they call the other, they have the A to E ticket raffle.
Yes. So they're raffle tickets where they had tables A to E. So like A ticket, B tickets, like reminiscent of the E ticket attractions at Disney. And, you buy raffle tickets and then you put them in the corresponding bag to the prize that you want to win. And then if they pick your ticket out of the bag, you win that prize.
And an A ticket's $1, I think, each. And then an E ticket was $5. So
right. I didn't win none of those either.
I did. I won 2, I think.
But one of them you didn't even try to win. You messed it up, didn't you? You put the ticket in the wrong
3
thing.
Things?
I think you won 3 things, but one of them you messed up. You weren't trying to win it, but you had bought the wrong ticket, so you just
yeah. So I put a ticket in like those books they had at the parks that looked like the VHS tapes. Mm-hmm. So it was like the Aladdin one. So I put a ticket in that on purpose, and then I put tickets in other things. But on the one, like, because when we went to go buy tickets, you're like, you bought all like however much of tickets. And then I went, well, I'll get like this many A's, this many B's. Like I just randomly picked like a whole bunch of them. Yeah. And then when I got to the table, there was nothing I even wanted in that on the table.
But you had all the tickets.
But I put tickets in and I won a Minnie Mouse dress. Yeah. To be determined who's going to wear it, but I think it's from like Hot Topic, and it's like a large size, and it's a Minnie Mouse dress. And then you had wanted, so the one table you had wanted the Haunted Mansion leggings, and like I think I put something in one of them, but then I put like I knew you wanted them, so I put some in there, and I won them.
Yes,
I won. So they won. So you
got Haunted Mansion
you won
leggings.
Things behind. I was your like your proxy.
Carrie's like my lucky charm.
I won. I did win quite a few things.
You did.
For sure.
You did.
I think that's kind of the way that it goes. It seems like everybody either wins a whole bunch of stuff or you win nothing.
Nothing. Exactly.
Like maybe you win one thing or you win everything or you win nothing.
Becky won a little Donald Duck Hot Wheels.
Right, because she was one of the earlier ones. One of the earlier ones.
There's all these fantastic prizes on the table, and Becky comes back with a Donald Duck Hot Wheels car.
Oh, that's what she likes.
Like,
I also like, and I think too, like, I think it would be probably better if they pulled the number and then took it away, right?
Right.
Like, because really, we had 10 fans or 10 things or whatever we had. Like, that gives us 10 chances to win something, But like, again, we could have won, like someone had 10 fans and won nothing. So if they actually pulled a number and then took it off the wheel and then everybody would have a chance. And then the people that are called first, just like this, get the best choices. And then, if you're called later, you get to choose what's left, but at least everybody gets to pick something.
Right.
I think they should have done that.
Yeah, because there were a couple people who won more than once with the same number.
Mm-hmm.
So that
many people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But there were a lot of Canadians there. So there, like you said, there were a couple rows of Canadians, and our friend Gary makes us buttons that say the Canadians in Disneyana. So that's always kind of fun. So that was good. And that was just the first night. Like, it was we were exhausted.
A long day of driving.
We ate
in between, right? We ate really quickly before. That's what we did. We dropped the stuff in the room. We got some food. We had pizza in the restaurant, and then we went straight to the paddle.
Yeah. So we were exhausted. Like, by the time we got to the room, we were like out like lights.
Yeah.
Because we had to be up early for early bird.
Yeah. Yeah. Early bird started it opened at 8:30, right?
Yeah.
Did it open at 8:30 or 9?
Open at 8:30, and we had to eat breakfast first and register, like pick up our little doohickeys, like you get a little chain to wear.
The dog tag.
Because you're early bird. Early bird, it's early bird shopping. So basically all the vendors are in the room with all their stuff. And when we buy early bird, it means you get access.
We get an hour and a half. Early access to shop.
Yeah. So what did you buy?
Well, I bought not too much really in that room. A lot of the stuff I brought home was my prizes. I bought a couple of vintage puzzles.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think with the early bird is that, like, some people are looking for certain things, like more collectible things, and you get in there, and if you see it, you get it, you go crazy. First, no one's seen it, you grab it, it's bought, it's done. There's lots of that goes around early in the day, I'm sure. But like it's so overwhelming. There's so much stuff. Like, I did a quick once around and I'm looking for Muppets. Like, that's all I'm looking for. Like, is there anything really cool Muppets that's whatever?
Right. And
like, I look through quickly. I don't see anything. And then for me, what I want to do is like look through every little little
Carrie
box. Like, I want to look through everything. And so, but like, you don't have to do that early in the morning, right?
No.
Like, because it's going to take it, like, if I didn't look through everything, but if you want to look through posters and postcards and flyers and like, you name it, like, they got napkins there. They got
everything. Boxes
everything
of matches.
You could possibly think of.
Yep.
Yeah. Matches, buttons, pens, like even little tiny things.
Your buttons that you bought.
Yeah. So I bought the first thing I bought was a very vintage, Wizard of Oz puzzle.
Oh my gosh.
And then I bought a vintage Mickey Mouse I might be Hallmark Christmas puzzle, which is awesome. Like, these are from like the 80s. Like, that's right up my head. That's a score. I was digging through buttons.
Very excited with them. Yeah.
I was digging through buttons because like I have lots of Disney buttons. Like, it's very rare that I find a button that I really that I want, because I got so many of them. So I was digging through a big humongous bag of buttons, and the dude's like, $2, you can have the bag. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to say no to a $2 bag of buttons.
I came up behind you. I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm buying this bag of buttons.
A big jumbo, like the biggest Ziploc bag you can get full of buttons. Yeah. So I did that. And then I bought some pins for trading. So the way that it is in the parks now with everything being scrappers, I'm not trading anything that's of extreme value. So like usually there, like people sell the packs of pins, and you can usually get pins for like $2 or $3 each. So I bought some of them, and I bought a couple mystery boxes just because I felt like buying mystery boxes of pins just for fun, because whatever. And what else did I buy? And I bought a Funko. I think that's all that I bought from that room. Yeah, I bought a Figaro Funko. Yeah, so I think that sums up what I bought.
Yeah, I same thing. Like last year, I bought a ton of stuff because I was buying all the vintage stuff that I wanted. But this year they had all the vintage stuff, but it was the same vintage stuff that I already bought last year, so I didn't buy any new that. I bought a Oswald, like it's almost like a painting, I guess. But I almost when I saw it, sort of it's on canvas, and I said to him, like, "Oh my gosh!" I looked at it, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I so want this!" And then I turned it over; it was $15. I'm like, "Heck yes!" So I bought that, and I bought 3 Funkos, and I think that's it. I almost bought 2 Haunted Mansion things, so there was like $110 for these 2 things together, and it was a sign, like a sign for your front door, and a lantern. And I saw them both, and I was like, oh, do I want them? Where will I put the lantern? Where will I hang the sign? I don't know. So I left the room, and then when I came back, they were both gone. So it saved me $120 or whatever. It wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. So that was really what I bought. I mean, but then, so that was the morning we did the shopping, and then we went out.
We did.
We left the event, and we went
Which is kind of crazy because we didn't leave it at all last year.
Didn't leave it at all last year, but yet this time in the afternoon we went to Big Lots.
No, we did that on the way we went to Big Lots.
Oh, we went on the way we went to Big Lots.
We did stop at Big Lots for a bathroom break. We went to Hobby Lobby.
We went to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Is that where I got my t-shirts?
You got your t-shirts at Big Lots.
At Big Lots. Okay, so I did buy 3 t-shirts at Big Lots.
At Big Lots, and I bought some t-shirts and a cat tent at Big Lots. That was on the way.
That was on the way. I forgot about that.
I was looking for places to go to the washroom that also was a Big Lots. That was my job on the way there. That was
Carrie's job on the way there.
But we went to Hobby Lobby, and we looked around. It was a beautiful Hobby Lobby store, and there's really like probably like a 5-minute drive away from Dayton if anybody is interested in going and they're Canadian and they want to shop. 5-minute drive away from the Bob Hope Hotel. You could find every bit of shopping that you could ever dream of. We went to the Hobby Lobby. I didn't buy anything. I happen to be going cross-border shopping in a couple weeks, so I wait. If nothing that I regularly waste my money on isn't on sale, I just I don't buy it.
Smart. That was smart.
Because I figured I'd be so mad if I just bought stuff, my regular crafting stuff, just to buy it, and then in 2 weeks it's all 50% off, because that's what they do. Everything just circulates these sales at Hobby Lobby and at Joann's. So we didn't buy anything there, but it was neat to walk around. And then we went to lunch.
Yeah.
This was Becky's choice.
We went to Chick-fil-A.
The Chick-fil-A.
And it was, Carrie, it was the best service I've ever had at a fast food. And I think I said this to you, and then I said it to the manager, who, by the way, looked like she was 102, but she was clearing tables and everything else. It was the nicest service I've ever had at a fast food establishment. The young man that served me was so polite and so nice and so friendly. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, it was so nice. And then we watched their drive-throughs, because we were kind of amazed. They had there was a girl out there with an iPad and a change maker on her hip, like for people to pay cash. It was weird.
All we could figure out is that one lane is for debit only and credit only, and they must have a lane for people wanting to pay cash. Like, how flexible is that? Like, it's called, if you don't have, come in this restaurant. Like, if you need to pay with cash, Parker, and come on in. But it doesn't seem like it, because she had a fanny pack and she had a change holster.
It was crazy. So we had lunch, and then we went to the mall.
Yes. because I did some Googling.
Yes. And there was what's it called?
A box lunch.
Yes. So we went there.
Not a lot lunch box. It's called box lunch.
Box lunch. It was pretty cool.
I'd only ever been in it once, and you had never been in it before.
I'd never been in one. And, if it did, you know what? It probably saved me a few $100s. The fact that everything they had in there was long sleeved. If it wasn't for that, there would have been some extra shirts coming home with me.
The stuff in there is amazing. Like
incredible.
It's so cool. And all the Loungefly bags and just little things, like just so many little things to buy, and shirts and clothes and sweaters.
It's crazy.
Everything's very like, not everything, but a lot of stuff is kind of costumey in a way. Like, not like a costume, but like you're all like, for some of the stuff they have in there, like you're all in, like, you're you're in it deep if you're gonna committed. Yeah, that's it. You're committed if you're gonna wear like that, like button up that really much looks like, Russell's blazer that he's wearing with his patches around it or whatever. So you're all in when you buy. Some of it's for just normal clothes, but there's a lot of stuff that's like super duper theme, like a Letterman jacket for Winnie the Pooh or whatever. Like, that's kind of crazy, but it was awesome. Like we probably were in there for quite a while, just like looking at every single little thing we possibly could look at. We were. It's good. And then we should have bought something just to buy something. We should have. But then we left there. When we came back, we had dinner at so we actually had a nice dinner. We had like a big table full of the Canadians, which was fun. And then that night they had the auction, the actual auction. Right. But we didn't go. Ask Carrie what she wanted to do. So tell them what happened to you at dinner. So this little restaurant, I don't know, like I think people come in like, cause it's a bar with pool tables. Like I think people come in and like hang out there, but I don't know, like from a restaurant standpoint, like if it's always very busy. Like for instance, the first example is that they didn't have tea bags. There were no tea bags for Becky and Fran to have tea. And then we were very lucky that first morning our friend Susan had tea bags. Yeah. And she graciously shared with me and Becky. Yeah. But then at dinner time, like I just wanted to have like something light, like because we've been eating out for 2 days or whatever. I wanted to have like a salad but I thought I was gonna have a salad and I was gonna have a root beer float. And Carrie wanted like something. Yeah, it's a balance, right? It's a balance, right? Like I have a nice, and then the gal said, and the people that work in this restaurant are unbelievable. They're like totally awesome, right? They're so there, nice. Like they're there every year, and they're just friendly, and they're lots of fun. But she said, like we're not doing desserts tonight. But she's like, I can get you that salad. So, anyways, I got like the salad brought out to me. So in the end, it only cost me $3.20 for my dinner. But then Carrie's dinner was $5. But then because I was like, I had like a root beer float on the brain, I was like trying to Google, like I was trying to see if there was a Krispy Kreme nearby. No Krispy Kreme nearby. And then I was trying to figure out if there was like donuts nearby. Like I wanted like a mom and pop donut shop. Like and the early bird, they have donuts from like a mom and pop donut shop. So I was like trying to find out if I could get donuts. And like the closest donuts like that are 20 minutes away. And then everyone at the table's like, there's a Tim Hortons 2.2 kilometers. I'm like, I'm not going to a Tim Hortons. I'm jonesing for something awesome. I can have a Tim Hortons at home. So then I was like, okay, Baskin Robbins. So then I was like, Baskin Robbins will do like 40 minutes to the next Baskin Robbins. And then everyone's like, Dairy Queen. And so then I kept Googling and I found like legit about 0.25 a kilometer away from the Bob Hope Hotel was like, what was it called? It's called Dippy's? No. I found a ice cream place that is like a mom and pop ice cream place. And we loaded up the car. And we went to get ice cream while everybody was in holding up their paddle, spending all their money. Yeah. I offered to bring home Carol and Gary some ice cream because I know that they love ice cream. But Carol thought it wouldn't be appropriate for me to march in the middle of the bidding to give them ice cream and not give ice cream to everybody else.
Hang on, I'm going to walk through the 50 people in front of you and just walk over to hand you a scoop of ice cream.
So we had ice cream and it was delicious. And I think it's a new Dayton tradition.
There
I'm
going
to tell everybody. I mean,
it's seriously, we could have spit further than that. Like it was right across the street.
Yeah.
How did we never see
the compound area? It's just right across the road.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. Like a home, like, like an ice cream shop as you'd expect. It was awesome.
And I'm wondering, so Becky's got her ice cream. She's sitting down. Susan's got her ice cream. She's sitting down. And I'm like, where's Carrie? Carrie's up at the register tasting all the different flavors.
They have a sign that says you can taste them.
So Carrie's tasting all the different flavors. But what did you end up with? Peach or something?
Yeah, like peach something. It was like fresh peaches and I never I get mint chip all the way. Like 1,000 times mint chip. And if I'm gonna do a double scoop, it's gonna be mint chip and maybe chocolate. But I don't really that's what I do.
But you veered off and you did peach. I thought,
and you loved it. Like this is a place that has these special ice creams. It was a seasonal ice cream. And I just need to try something a little different. And it was delicious.
It was great.
I think Susan got like a banana cream pie one.
Yeah.
Like she had, I think she might, I don't know if hers was seasonal or not, but she had a banana cream pie one.
But it wasn't expensive either. Mm-mm. And you're right. Like the whole hotel, I had a burger and fries and a beer. And I think it was $9 or something crazy.
You can't complain.
You can't complain. Like we literally, we didn't spend much the last week.
Like I think the beers cost, like if you get a bottle of beer, it's $3.75.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you buy it at the front desk, it's the same. It's like $3.50, $3.75. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was our Saturday night. It was a lovely night. We had a great night, sitting, chatting with our friend Susan. But we missed the auction.
Yeah. But it was like, that's the thing with the nighttime things is that the auction's a lot of fun because they joke a lot and it is a lot of fun and there's a lot of surprise things. So all of this money is raised for what's it called?
Pirate packs.
Pirate packs. I was gonna say give kids the word whatever. Pirate. That was I'm like I knew what it was, but like for my so it's for pirate packs. And what they do is they put together like packets of food for children. And they were telling us how many families
they feed.
How many kids they feed a month or whatever. It's really amazing. So that's what all the money's for that we raise with doing all this stuff. But like the director of the pirate packs, he comes and he does the auction, right?
Yeah.
Or he helps with the auction and he does all kinds of woodworking stuff. So he makes all these awesome things, like Disney themed things. Like he'll make like something to hang on the wall that's got the Pirates of the Caribbean logo on it and whatever. Like, so he does stuff like that and he makes all kinds of wood stuff. So he brings that in and donates that and everybody bids on that. But then they bring out all kinds of surprise things. So they have all the stuff on display that's going to be an auction for the 2 days, but then they bring out all kinds of stuff. So like, it's pretty cool seeing all that stuff and seeing the stuff they pop up and then and then it's funny because like they joke around and it's just it is a fun night, but it's a long night. So there would have been like no dinner really, not a lot of dinner, not a lot of chit chatting, no ice cream. There definitely would have been no ice cream.
There would have been no ice cream. So Carrie's like addicted now to the ice cream.
So so we skipped it.
So that was the Saturday night, and then Sunday we literally we got up. We went and had our free breakfast and hit the
road, Jack.
And don't you come back no more. Although the drive home, in my mind, was not as bad as the drive down, obviously, because of the 2-hour stop. But I think we made decent time. I think we made decent time. And yeah, it was a really good weekend. And I think they raised a lot of money for charity, and that's really what it's all about. And it was good to see our friends.
Good to see our friends, yep. And all wrapped up in a Disney bow.
Exactly. So for those of you, I did post some pictures of some of the shopping, and everybody's asking me, go follow the page Dayton Disneyana. on Facebook, and then you'll get notifications from them next year before the event so that you can buy your tickets too and meet us there at the Hope Hotel, the Bob Hope. Now I know it's a Bob Hope Hotel. How knew?
They've already have the dates for next year. It's exactly the same weekend. So it's like the weekend before the weekend before. So
there you go.
It's not the weekend before Father's Day because it is because this weekend's Father's Day. So I think that's what they do. It's that weekend. The weekend, so it's the same one next year. So you just have to kind of be in tune if you want to buy the early bird tickets, and if you don't want the early bird tickets, and when you get there, you buy your day pass or your weekend pass, and it doesn't cost very much. And you just go, and it goes for a good cause, and whether you buy anything or
exactly, and that's some of the stuff we were buying tickets for stuff like you said, like it wasn't even necessarily stuff we wanted, but it was for charity.
Wanted to support.
Yep.
We drove all that way. We got to give them our money.
Exactly.
So
cool. Well, that's our rundown of Dayton Disneyana and our fabulous weekend road trip.
Yeah, we had a bit more of an adventure driving. We didn't buy. I think last year we were probably more excited about the stuff we bought than this year. Yes. But I think we had more of a adventure getting there for sure.
But it was, you know what, it's always fun just spending time together and, you know, doing something different and seeing our friends that we don't always get to see. And it was a good weekend.
Yeah.
It was good. Okay, Carrie.
Time for the pixie dust.
It's time for the pixie dust. What's your pixie dust?
So my pixie dust is part of Dayton, and you better say that's allowed, because if you say it isn't, you're in trouble.
Well, but okay.
I'm doing like it's a two for, it's a,
hang on. Is your pixie dust that you found my t-shirt?
No. No, my pixie dust is that my pixie dust, we sort of already talked about it. That's why I was making, this is true pixie dust. And when I explain it, you guys will understand. My pixie dust is when we, like on Saturday night, was it the night that we skipped everything, I was spending the evening with Susan. So our friend Susan, I've known Susan for quite a while. She's a pin buddy that we met like back when the Canadian pin traders started gathering. And years and years and years ago, Susan and I barely knew each other. We went to Disney World together. And over the years, we went to pin events and whatever. And I don't know, we just hadn't had and you guys too, we haven't had a chance to really sit down and chat with her. And we spent pretty much the whole night with her. Hopefully she wanted to spend that much time with us because she probably wanted to go pin trading. But we spent the whole night with her, like catching up and laughing and giggling, because that's what we always do. We always find silly things to giggle about and laugh about. And that's pretty much what we did all night. We giggled and laughed and remembered things and talked about the fun stuff and the crazy stuff about everything. And it was just an awesome night. And I really enjoyed kind of reconnecting and getting to spend some quality time because, we don't always get to, and the last couple of years, we haven't seen each other in person. Like we would always get our pin traders together around a table, and we would try to do that at least once or twice a year where we trade all the stuff we bought for each other and whatever. And we haven't done that since before COVID. So I feel like we hadn't had a chance to really sit down and have a good chat, giggle, everything that we always do. And that's what we did that night. So, and you guys hadn't seen her in a while. And so it was just awesome catching up. So that was truly my, and I thought about that when we were there. And the next day I was like, this is my pixie dust, spending the night hanging out with Susan and enjoying our ice cream together. Awesome.
It was a really, but now I can't say, but that's I'm going to sound horrible if I don't say that's my pixie dust, but it was absolutely, it was a great night. And
it was I'll let you share that pixie dust.
Can I share it? But I have something else because, I bought something else on the way home. But before we even move on, I lost a t-shirt. So when we were in Dayton, I told you that I have gremlins in my house. Remember the story? And I told you, I know I have a work t-shirt, not a work t-shirt, a work blouse that I bought that I used to love the way it fit, blah, blah, blah. It's gone. I come home from work clothed, so I could not have left it somewhere else. If I wore it to work, I'm wearing it home.
In your younger days, you might have left it
in my
somewhere.
Younger days, that might have been a different story. But nowadays, nobody wants to see this without the shirt, so I wear the shirt home. So I was telling you, there's gremlins, pieces of my clothing go missing, and I don't know where it is, and I've lost it forever. So I'm telling you this while we're in Dayton. do I not get home and I'm messaging you going, do you have my New York Mickey Mouse shirt? And you're like, no. I messaged Becky, do you have it? No. I know we checked that room before we left and there was nothing lying around. We did. But my t-shirt is gone. And I love that shirt. I bought it in New York last year when I was there at the Disney store and it's gone. I even called the hotel. They never called me back, by the way.
No, I did. You even called the hotel?
I did. I called the hotel.
I love that shirt.
I was going to pay them to mail it to me.
When you asked me, I was like, well, let me take a look. And I did look through like the clothes that I threw in the laundry. So maybe like I'll take another look and maybe it is there. Like I did look because I stopped and I looked in all kinds of places because I looked in the stuff I bought because I thought, maybe it's in there.
Is it just me, Carrie? Like, does this happen to other people where gremlins just come and take, honest to goodness, like their shirts, like at least this one, I know I wore it on the Saturday. So it was not something I was wearing. So it is possible. I dropped it on the floor. It was in the bed, whatever.
Yeah.
My work shirt, on the other hand, there's no explanation.
The mystery still.
But I'm telling you, like stuff goes missing and I don't know where it is. And then I think, is someone breaking into my house when I'm not here? And like messing with my brain and saying like, oh, I think so. This and see, right?
Probably. Yeah.
It just makes sense. Anyway.
What's your pixie dust?
On my camera. Okay, so my pixie.
This is going to be a short one, she said, before we started.
Okay, so hang on. My pixie dust. So I didn't technically buy it in the car on the way home. So I was talking about getting a new air fryer, and I wanted to get the double bucket because I don't like the one bucket when I'm making my chicken breast and my thing. So you were driving and Becky's like, oh, check on Canadian Tire, check here, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I go online and I just ordered it in the car. However, then they canceled the order. I don't know why. But then when I got home, I found it was on sale at Canadian Tire. So I ordered it and now I have the double air fryer. Ta-da!
Have you used it? Did you use it this week?
Yeah, I set the smoke detectors off yesterday when I was making hamburger. I don't know.
Oh my god, maybe it's a gremlins.
Might have been. So I bought.
You're in the room working, trying to get done for the day. You've thrown your chicken fingies in, and then all of a sudden the gremlin comes out and like beep 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 up the temperature.
Seriously,
I'm going to put this in for 120 minutes.
It was a frozen hamburger I put in one side and some frozen fries in the other. And I turned it on and then I don't know what I was doing. I was at my computer and then all of a sudden the smoke detector is going off. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It wasn't burnt though. It made a good hamburger. But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, so I love it. Yay. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. So I'm very excited. That's my pixie dust. Ta-da.
It's good pixie dust.
If you made it all the way to the end of this podcast, thank you very much.
You're a trooper.
Yes, and we will at some point get to Carrie's part 2 of her Italy adventures.
Yeah
maybe next time. We got a lot coming up, I'm sure, but episode 200, thanks for sticking with us if you've been listening all this time.
Yeah, bye
bye. Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.